Hello. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the invitation and for the great talks before. So I'm, as Alex was saying, I'm a graphic designer and creative director, also sometimes called art director. Whatever that means, there's, I think, a lot of different interpretations of that. But first, I'm going to show you a few slides kind of showing what my studio works on in terms of projects. So my studio is based in Clerkenwell. I was before that I was in Amsterdam for 10 years. I'm German, as you might be able to hear, half Argentinian. I was for 10 years in Amsterdam. After I graduated from the Rietveld Academy, I stayed there, started my own studio. And for many years I was commuting back and forth between Amsterdam and London already, and working on the Gentlewoman magazine and also other projects here in London. And now we're in Clerkenwell, and in total 6 people. Most projects we work on are very editorially driven. So some of them might be really an editorial project, like a magazine or a book. Some others might be a visual identity, like we're seeing, or we just saw now. But the approach of the studio is again very editorially driven. So whenever I also work on a visual identity, it's not just about form, but it's kind of about the dialogue between me and the collaborators, and trying to also kind of create a team around the whole project. So it might be, for example, that I art direct the shoots. It might be that I suggest to someone who to work with in terms of editorial or writers, or sometimes there's already someone involved in the project. So it's always about kind of, I always say that my work is really about the dialogue between form and creative direction and photography and language. So next to the running the studio, I art direct the Gentlewoman magazine. And the magazine, as you're probably aware of, is a women's magazine with a very strong link to fashion. It comes out twice a year. We're based here in London, quite close to my studio. It's like a 10-minute walk, so very convenient. I get quite often asked how many people we are, because a lot of people always think that we're maybe about 50 people who are kind of behind the magazine, and it's actually a very small team who comes together and is involved in kind of the creation of the magazine. So Penny Martin, the editor-in-chief, me, our fashion director, Jonathan, and an editorial team, and then during production there's also a design team working on the magazine. This is the latest issue, which just came out a few weeks ago with Alison Janney, Oscar-winning actress on the cover, and then just images from back issues where, you know, we as a team are still kind of wondering about the last little colon. Is it a colon or is it an M dash? Which obviously that whole part of making the magazine I haven't really talked about, but it's quite collaborative in that sense as well, where we really discuss everything, how long the headline is, and so on. And then the great thing with the magazine is obviously that you get a lot of, because I do a lot of like very small projects as well, and with the magazine, of course, it has such a wide reach that you get a lot of feedback and funny pictures from readers or contributors. So, for example, on the bottom left, a friend of mine who spotted it at her local magazine shop between the sex magazines. That's basically it. So thank you so much.